Welcome back to Accelerate and welcome to the G80 BMW M3 competition X-Drive.
Yeah, let's be honest, the styling on this is quite controversial, but we want to try and look past that.
Yeah, we want to see if the new M3 still feels like a real M car. Fewer cars demand respect more among petrolheads than the BMW M3. The M3 is a high-performance variant of the 3 Series lineup offered by BMW. The M3 badge has been with us since 1986 with the introduction of the E30 M3. The evolution of the M3 over the years has been staggering, with power outputs ranging from 192 horsepower in the early E30s to over 500 horsepower in this, the G80 M3. Alongside leaps in technological advances. Kenny and I are massive fans of the early M3s as the ethos suited our driving styles. High revving, naturally aspirated engines with very nimble steering feel, with tolerable sized kidney grills. Kenny has owned an E36 M3 Evo and an E46 M3, and we've now featured a few M cars. I could never afford an M car, so I just stick to MX-5s, but this is why I'm so grateful we get to feature them. With the world demanding silly amounts of power these days, we were concerned this would affect the true M car feel that we know and love. Controversy was the main headline anytime the new G80 M series was mentioned, well, the 3 Series in general. That was mainly down to the styling, so we are going to start at the front where all the controversy started. And I think you can guess why. I'm sure you guys know by now, but it was down to the, what's been nicknamed the beaver teeth, or the rabbit teeth, whatever animal you want to call it. Very acquired taste, and what Kenny pointed out to me was on the M3, it's very pronounced because you've got the bonnet running into the grille, which is a nice styling cue. But on the normal 3 Series, you don't actually have that, but I think that makes it look a bit more pronounced. I did read somewhere that BMW quoted the reason the grille was that size was because of the amount of cooling needed. And I'm going to call BMW out there because there's actually a plastic bar going along there. So to me, that sounds like a bit of backtracking.
Yeah, also the radar.
The radar is insane. Like I said, that was the first thing Kenny noticed. And again, it's only when you see it in person, and now it's been pointed out to you, you can't unsee it. We're usually quite objective with cars like that, but I've got to say, a lot of people say, oh, it's grown on me. I still very much dislike this front end. I cannot, I've tried, I cannot get on with it.
I do agree with it, like I said to you myself. I don't like it, but it's just, I don't know, it's coming less invasive to my eyes, do you know what I mean? I don't feel as vomity.
Because that's what you want when you're paying 70 odd grand for a car, when they're slightly less invasive to the eyes. So, like I said, I know it's subjective and things like that, but I just can't. I think from every other angle, which we will get to, I think they've nailed it. But the front, a big part of me says they've done this on purpose to make it a talking point, because let's face it, car guys and car girls have not stopped talking about it, positive or negative. We are talking about it right now.
Any publicity is good publicity, exactly. I suppose.
Unfortunately, the halo design of BMW headlights, which I used to love on the E46 36, has gone away. But what we have got are BMW's optional laser technology, which is incredible. And they've gone for this sort of half hexagon halos these days, which does look very striking. Styling annoyances aside, I do want to focus on the performance aspect, because it's an M3, it was built for performance. We have got a lot of functional ducting here. We've got the brake ducting. There's even some genuine pass-through there to feed air, something to do with the wheels. Is probably stuff that's beyond my knowledge. Fun fact, being a BMW, there's loads of options, and one of the options is the carbon pack. Now on the carbon pack, this actually, I'm sure the honeycomb's gone completely, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And it's surrounded by a carbon duct, so that's how you know it's performance.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
And I just got to point out that M3, anytime you see competition on a Beamer, you know you're in for a treat. One of the first things you probably noticed on this car was the striking colour. Again, one that I'm not a fan of, but it is subjective. It's called Sao Paulo Yellow. I think I've probably butchered that. Why they would call it that, I don't know. Another interesting feature, which is rare to find on an everyday sedan, is we've got a staggered wheel setup, but in diameter as opposed to width, although they are staggered width as well. So we're running 19-inch wheels on the front and 20-inch wheels on the back. Again, I didn't realise I had OCD until I saw this car, but seeing that really bugs me. But hey-ho, they've got a few options on the wheels themselves. This is obviously finished with the diamond cut, with those massive M Performance brakes, and there is a carbon ceramic option, which I believe was £8,000, something along those lines. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Working our way back, like I said, I do like the M3 competition badge there. I don't know what they've done with that piece.
Yeah,
there.
I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. Like, yeah. Anyway, the mirrors and
the mirrors. They've gone. How much style can you throw at one piece? Chris Harris said it best. He compared it to the F chassis. completely elegant mirror design. It just seems like this. They really, really had a point to prove, and they've just thrown as many lines as they could. I know a lot of people are into that. I appreciate the detail they've gone into this. I mean, even with the side skirts, I like how sort of bulbous the arches are, and then it feeds into there, and then you've got the protruding side skirts, which are huge. I imagine you've got to do a hop, skip, and a jump just to get in there. I imagine you're going to catch your feet on it a couple of times. I can see it coming down. Heading towards the back of the car, again, the wide arches that is custom to any BMW M car just really, really suits this back end. Before we get to the back, we have got a genuine carbon fibre roof, which really does help keep the centre of gravity low, and is also another statement of M3s. As much as I say about the styling on this car, this is one angle I think they have absolutely nailed. Although the backlights to me don't look very BMW, I really think they've done a good job of modernising the 3 Series, and the stocky stance is absolutely on point. So usually I'm the nerdy one, but Kenny's just giving me a wicked nerdy fact. As you'll notice on this carbon roof, you've got the 2 strakes going down, purposely designed to feed air into this slip spoiler. As I said, this car is all about performance, and you can guarantee BMW, I've put this in a wind tunnel, I can guarantee that is functional. Coming onto the back, they haven't gone that crazy with it, and I think that's the thing that really appeals to me and my obsession with all the performance cars we do. I love a good aggressive diffuser, and especially when you've got 4 massive exhaust pipes that sit nice inside the diffuser on this back end. We're talking about a family car, and that does not look out of place. One of the many reasons you buy an M3 is for practicality. Being a modern car, which I'm not used to, is obviously an electric boot. And it is surprising, this is the sort of mid-sized sedan, or saloon, I'm not American. The luggage space does actually go back quite far, so I am quite impressed with that for a performance car that you literally can hold the kids around and all the luggage as well.
You're definitely not used to stuff like that.
My MX-5 hasn't got that.
He just dropped on his own, he got no pistons on it.
Performance, performance, performance. This is a performance car, so what we're going to do is look under the bonnet. Now, I must say, with the car world the way it's going, AMG are going down to 4 cylinders, everything's hybrid, this and that. BMW have stuck to their guns and just gave us a 3-litre straight 6 with a turbo, no hybrid, none of this fancy thing. Oh, it is twin turbo, isn't it? Sorry, yes. My apologies. So this is the S58 engine. And like I said, 3-litre straight 6. I love the fact and really appreciate the fact that BMW have stuck to their older ways and just given us a raw car. Power on this thing is around the 510 brake horsepower mark and 650 newton meters of torque. And again, we're talking about a saloon car that's come from the factory. I believe the 0 to 60 is around, what, 3.5 seconds?
Approximately, yeah.
But this is the X-Drive, so you will get that better traction coming off the line, so it may actually do better than that.
I just want to point out, obviously, this being a G-Series over the F-Series, it's got an extra 100 Newton meters of torque over the previous generation.
And the F-chassis was no slouch.
It was not.
It's just incredible seeing the bracing, again, which was on the F-chassis. They really went all out in the chassis bracing and stuff like that. It's just incredible. I just thought this is a 23 plate car. This is incredible.
We were saying, sorry, earlier off camera, you know, the M5 E60 was 507 brake. Now an M3 comes with more power than a V10. You know,
back in the day, 500 horsepower was unattainable unless you were driving a supercar.
Yeah.
These days, you can go to BMW and just get a car.
A 3 Series with 510 horsepower.
Madness.
I didn't know you were a horse. I said I didn't know you were a horse. You went. Before we sit inside this car, check out the interior. It's as crazy as the exterior.
I like it. It's actually got the blue is mad. We've actually got the contrasting colour for the outside as well.
It's the materials as well, though. You know, you got this like meshy sort of leathery stuff. You've got leather. You've got. I thought that was Alcantara, but it's not. But yeah, the materials are just and the colours. If you want something crazy, then this is for you. So sitting inside the G-Series M3, now I can't believe I get to say that.
That's pretty cool.
It is really cool. Now I've owned an E36 M3 and an E46 M3, so it's nothing like that.
It's very different indeed.
It's nothing like that at all. It just feels so special. You've got this huge screen, which is so informative and very intuitive.
Fruity.
You had to do that. Yes, the technology that goes into these is absolutely insane compared to everything, obviously, of previous generations. This screen, I just want to, before we go any further, we've both been in here like children, haven't we? It's playing on a game.
In fact, I'm going to jump in because...
Yes, to the door. See, it shuts.
So, yeah, with this, gives you a diagram of the car. I don't know why they've done that, but I love the fact that they've done that.
Well, so obviously you've got all your vehicle status here, but you can spin it around.
Again, why? But
The
why is
interior's
this so much
wrong.
fun?
I'd have to do that. Yeah, come on, BMW. You're slagging.
And for those who are wondering, yes, it does work on the boot as well. We tried.
Yes, we have. We just had Scott opening all the different doors to try. That's all, you know. But yeah, it's just amazing. It's so crystal clear and very easy to use.
I don't do technology in cars, but even like I said, it's very smartphone-esque because you've got your home screen there, you've got your widgets, as they're called, basically like your different apps. And I was a bit overwhelmed, but you know, the 10 seconds you spend looking,
yeah, hang on.
that's what we want to see.
Yes, it doesn't actually go bigger, but yeah, you've got your different boost level and everything there.
Yeah, but one of the things that blew us away, I don't know how you got to it.
I'll show you now.
I'm not even going to tell you because you won't.
There it is.
That is literally what it says. If you click on it there, if you drift this car, not on public roads,
yes,
it will analyse. Apparently, it gives you your G rating, your drift angle,
and they will even tell you how well you've done out of 5.
Oh my god!
Oh, do you know, if we had some space, that would be class. But this is not our car, so we won't do that.
If anyone's got an M3 and some space, we can do it. We'd love to, and I'd love to know if it does actually turn.
But it shows you like single drifts, understeer. It shows how much understeer you've got, because I know this is 4-wheel drive, but you can switch it to 2-wheel drive.
Yes.
So that makes it that much more fun. So BMW actually encouraging you to go and have some fun.
I gotta say, it is like BMW had a bit of a sense of humour with this.
Yes.
The other cars have felt very serious, very very performance orientated, but this one seems like they just like have a bit of fun with it.
Yeah. It seems like someone a bit younger has designed it, haven't they? So especially with like the styling and the interior, it's a bit mental. Obviously,
I'd say like a 12-year-old, because they've just gone, I'm on that colour, I'm on that colour.
Yeah, you're bang on. But even like the mood lighting and stuff, all the detail through the dash, obviously you got a lot of carbon fibre, which is absolutely stunning. I got to be honest. Yeah, okay, the outside colour is a bit in your face, but when you're sat in here, you're sat on the blue, so you can't see very much. But you can option different colours, you know, if you want something a bit more subtle.
Yeah, they do an orange as well.
Yeah, a bit more subtle. But it's just, BMW really know how to make an interior feel special. Even the older generations were a bit bland, but they still felt special.
Yeah,
the big M chunky steering wheel. Obviously, you've got all your dials, you've got carbon paddles here for your shifting. It's got everything on it, heated steering wheel. Do you know what I mean? It's got everything you'd expect, so I'm not going to run through every single option.
No, we'd be it all day. I've got the screen that goes all the way across.
Yeah, it goes all the way, and that is very, very crystal clear. You even got, obviously, where the exhaust goes resonates with the speakers.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
You can turn it down, you can make it quieter, because due to regulations these days, they have got to make them a lot quieter than they used to.
Because the OPF and stuff like that. No, I forgot about that.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yes, what a lovely car. What a special place to be.
I do want to say about these seats, they have got a carbon option. This isn't the carbon option, this is the comfort seats. But that was my favourite feature, that actually illuminates.
It's because I've got the cover over here. So this thing's only done 6,000 miles.
6,000 miles on a 23 plate, and we've been thrown the keys. What a world.
Let's get it out on the road.
I want to jump in the back first.
No, screw you, I'm going.
Very quickly.
No, that's a good point. It is a 4-door car.
I say it is a 4-door car, and me being the semi-adult that I am, the blue craziness is carried onto the rear, and what we're going to do now is jump in the back. We haven't moved the front seats, actually, and it's...
No.
For BMW's mid-size car, this is not the biggest one they offer. Obviously, you've got the 5 Series and the 7 Series. I mean, we're...
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you know, I know the 4 Series does have more of a sloping roof, so we are limited on space. So if you have got passengers who are a bit bigger, then yes, you definitely want a 3.
Yeah. But not a bad place to be at all. And I love the stitching, the M stitching on the belt, which is always a nice touch. This colour combination is crazy.
As well. That's what I said. The actual difference of materials they've used throughout the whole interior is really nice. And this mood lighting continues into the back.
That's cool.
It's probably customizable as well. Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff like that, you can change the colours, but that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty cool side from there.
Do you know what? The more I'm in this thing, the more I love it.
Yeah, again, I'm saying about the colours, like obviously that's subjective as well. You could choose different colours. I'm really starting to like it, but I got a feeling when we drive it, I got a feeling you are going to be in your flipping element.
I think I am. Let's just go, man.
Yeah, now we can go, cuz. Let's go. From the driver's seat of this, I've been in a lot of modern BMWs, and I mean this in the best way possible. It feels exactly how you'd want a modern BMW to feel. Kenny and I always say one of our favourite things is the steering wheel, and that's one of the first things you notice when you get in, is just how chunky it is. And when you look down, you see the carbon, the digital screen is unbelievable. And on about the technology, like I said, I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to the technology, But we just did a 3-point turn, or a 10-point turn, granted. And one thing I've never seen is, I've seen front and rear cameras, but the camera on this actually moved as I was turning the steering wheel.
It's impressive, isn't it?
It was unbelievable, and it's the first time I've ever had to use a 360 camera and the camera's tab to genuinely figure out where I was and not cause any damage, and I've got to say, that technology is incredible.
Yeah.
So again, being out on the roads, you do get a little bit of road noise, which you'd expect from a performance car. I mean, we're rolling on 20-inch wheels at the back, but the comfort level has really surprised me. Like I said, you jump in, you've got the ZF box doing its thing in comfort mode, but even in comfort mode, the direct feel you get from the steering, and I'm on a nice open road, really surprised me. And the heads-up display, which I thought was going to be very distracting for someone who's never used, I don't think I've ever driven a car with a heads-up display.
Right, okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Have we featured any? I don't know.
I don't think we have, no.
But I was expecting it to be quite distracting, but again, it is very, very helpful. What I'm going to do now, we're in comfort. I'm going to drop it down a little bit because we've seen what it drives like sensibly. So comfort, I'm going to catch it off guard. I'm just going to... Holy crap. Oh my God.
I just looked over at the speed.
Yeah, I looked down as well. Wow. And even on that last upshift, I don't know what gear we were in, but it still wanted to pull.
It's supposed to go all the way, doesn't it?
That was absolutely, so I said, I'm in comfort mode. I tried to catch it off guard, and I did that in the 140i that we did, and there was that delay where the gearbox sort of woke up and thought, oh, you want to go fast? It was a lot quicker responding than I thought it was going to be.
It actually made my head spin a little bit then, because I wasn't really expecting it to. I was waiting for it to be a bit lazier, but no, yeah. Definitely come in quick.
Something that amazed me on this, there's turbocharged car, but the peak horsepower comes in at just over 6,000 RPM, I think it is, so you do benefit from ringing it out.
Yeah, now that brings me to another point of an old M car, the way they used to feel. Obviously, when we go into high rev in NA, so to have to rev this up is definitely the right way with with an M car.
Yeah, because I think obviously the ones that we're used to, the ones that we love, are the generations you had, the E36, the E46, and they were high rev, and you had to rev the nuts off them
yes,
to get anything out of them. And this, we've said, the way of the world now, BMW, every car manufacturer has to go turbo because people demand fast cars. This is what they want. But I think BMW, the M division, has done a great job of making a turbo car feel NA or more NA than
it does, yeah.
Because you
haven't got that like boost coming in at a certain RPM. It seems to come in very, very linear. Yeah, it doesn't so much feel like, obviously with my VXR, the turbo's there, it just comes in. So
fourth gear, no RPM, and it's Jesus.
The way the steering feels on this as well is so direct, and it's literally pin. Look at that. It feels so good. This chassis.
The thing I've always loved about M3s, you say M3 to any car guy, is the whole package. I thought the problem with this was going to be too fast. I genuinely thought it was going to be too much power. Yeah. But what they have done with the chassis, the steering, everything just works. It unbelievably.
It's such a good package. Now, like we say, once again, going back to the steering, I'm trying to find a couple of little more twisty roads.
Yeah, we're not on our usual roads, guys. No. You can probably tell. I had a little go thrown around some corners, but we're trying to find some good roads. But honestly, the pinpoint steering, and I know that won't come across. What you did just then, I didn't want to fanboy too much because I can't get over the styling.
I can't. We had a little twitch in as well. These roads are a little bit muddy. It's starting to get a little bit damp, but it's wow.
Even as a passenger, you can feel the capability. A lot of cars we drive, they'll have a shining point, and then the other part, the handling will be amazing, the power will complement.
Nailed it, yeah.
This, they've just nailed absolutely. They've prioritised everything, and it's an M. It's not even the biggest. This is the M3. No. This is not the car they put everything into.
That's a good point, and that's a really good reference because this is the baby one. All right, you've got the M2, but this is still classed as, the baby one.
Yeah, which we still need to do an M2 actually.
We do, yeah. But
before we waffle too much, I mean,
we are now, but it's just.
I want to say we're not. This is not a video from BMW. This has nothing to do with BMW, so we're not promoting them in any way. We're not benefiting from promoting them. But geez, what I want to say is, I love old M cars. I lost faith a bit with the F chassis.
Yep, definitely.
Jesus, this is.
I wasn't expecting this today. I was expecting it to be, yeah, it's too much power. It's all, they're trying to chase power. They're not focused on what they used to be, which was about the handling and the precision. But they seem to have gone back to their roots, but they've also gone forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like they've been dragged into the future, into the present or whatever, but it's like, okay, but we're bringing the old stuff with us and we're still going to make a fun car.
It reminds me of the E46. The feel of this reminds me of the E46. The chassis on the 46 was phenomenal.
Because you slung that thing around as well.
I chucked it everywhere, and once again, it was limited 8,300 RPM.
Yeah.
This, all right, doesn't go as high, but it sounds like you're doing it. It sounds like an NA. It feels like an NA.
Yeah. Do you know what I was just going to say? I was trying to think of negatives. I think the only negative, which again, because of emissions and things like that, these have got OPFs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the sound for me is not.
No, you're right.
It's not the shining point. So there we are. I found one negative.
I totally agree with you on that as well. I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could sound a lot better. It is a flat six. Obviously, the V8 would sound a little bit better again, but
yeah,
you know, it's not. But
again, I'm trying to be picky. That is the only thing so far. Like I said, the colour and stuff like that I don't like, but that you can change easily.
Yeah, that's easily changeable.
I mean, but if you can buy a car and only say, oh, the sound is a negative, bring it on. If every manufacturer can do that, bring it on.
We want you guys to give us one now with a different exhaust system to see what we think.
Yeah. That was the G80 M3 competition. And at the beginning of the video, we wanted to know if the new M3 still feels like a real M car. And I think from our reaction, and from me telling you right now, it still gives you the confidence and that feeling of a driver's car as an M car should.
It reminds me so much of the E46, but with like a lot more power.
Everything is modernized. Every part of that car is just an E46 modernized. And what I want to know is if you guys have ever experienced this, let us know what you think compared to the older M cars, because M3s everyone knows and loves, so we'd love to get your feedback on that, so drop it down in the comments below. But
yeah,
so we want to say, I mean, what an unbelievable car to just be thrown the keys to. We also want to say a massive thanks to Scott at Phoenix Detailing, who organised the whole thing, and Mark, the owner, who we've never even met. We have got his permission, but we've never met. So Mark, thank you so much. We will definitely be in touch.
Honestly, it's stuff like this that, you know, we're blown away, absolutely blown away.
It just gets better and better, and we've got some amazing cars now lined up as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned, guys. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one.
Boom!
Boom, boom.
There's no point in going on Auto Trader this time.
I was going to say, we know we can't afford this.
Hell no. I'm going to take it now. I still got the keys.